By the way, if you see a little advertisement at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the video, please do not skip it. By doing that, you're helping me a lot. Come on, guys, it's just a few seconds of your life, and it will really make a difference for me. I'm counting on all of you. Enjoy the interview. Let's talk about music. This is Rob.
Yes, let's get to it, man.
We're here to talk music too. So
yes,
I want to start talking about your Stone Temple Pilots audition. You did like
I never got to do the audition.
Right, 12 years ago, 12.
No, this was maybe 2000. Isn't it 2005? 6 meant 5. 2005. No, 15. 2015.
Oh, right.
I was in Brazil.
Yeah, I remember you were living there for a while. Yeah.
Yes, in Cumberachatiba, in Bahia.
Bahia.
Yes, Bahia. If you need to go to come together, find some peace, it's a good place to go. Yes.
My question is, how was this process? How did you did you get an invitation? Did you just get in contact with them? How was the process?
Yes, my friend Craig Locicero from oh my God,
Dress the Dead.
Dress the Dead. Yes, Dress the Dead. Craig had worked doing some amazing session work over the years and gotten to know some fantastic musicians in Oakland and San Francisco. And he knew about the process. He knew the drummer. I don't remember his name because that's what kind of a horrific musician I am. I simply care about really awesomeness. I forget if it's not very personal. So anyway, he told me this awesome drummer and his band called Stone Temple Pilots are looking for a new singer. I think you should at least try it out. And I said, well, okay, I shall at least try it out. And I thought it was quite exciting. I think it was 2 or 3 songs they wanted you to submit. And then I think the band and the fans picked one that they chose. I recorded 3 songs, I think, in the I do not even remember. Honestly, in the kitchen, in our kitchen, and it took a few weeks. And to do something like that, you have to kind of get a grip on what the hell. For me, it was an experiment. I'm more of a scientist maybe with music sometimes. So I really learned and studied for about a month, maybe 2 months. Yeah, 2 months is actually true. So I just sang Stone Temple Pilots songs and just studied lyrics for about 30 songs and just over and over and over and over from 8 in the morning after we did the yoga. Then I would go off and I would do this. And I did this for a couple of months. Then recorded the songs and sent them. And I really didn't think that I would fit in. By the time I recorded the songs, I realized that, oh my goodness, there are, it's great music, but it's music that comes with great conflict. And one of the things that like I said, I address music in it almost like a scientist sometimes. And so in studying the music and to understanding the dynamics of it, I realized, wow, it's no wonder he broke, because it's such energetically, it is so similar in a way to what some metal singers are doing, because it has this. It sounds super soft, like laid back, but it's not. No, fuck no. No. And it's
actually really dark, right? Because of the
extremely dark. It's extremely dark, and there's no hope at all.
Yeah.
So after 2 months of doing this, I was feeling miserable.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, but it worked. You know, we worked out. We went up to Los Angeles for a couple of months, and that was kind of not so much to do with the audition thing or anything, because I really didn't even think that they would, because one picks up on one another. And it wasn't really my format, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the work and the complexity of looking into, because music is truly, like I said, it really has dynamics of emotion. It carries inert drama.
So you actually met them in Los Angeles?
No. I just hung out in San Francisco a little bit with my friend Craig, and then eventually we did the start of what became Dress the Dead. So hooking up in that sphere started the Dress the Dead composition and the idea, and that was again it was Craig's fantastic mind child there. He had this vision, awesome, and the idea was to do really technical thrash, but with a rock and roll sense to it. And I really dug that. And so together with them later, we did some stuff and recorded a bunch of songs. It's kind of looking to set a format. You understand? Like music is always kind of finding a shape, a form between idea and between the musicians involved. So it's both. Yeah, art as such, I would say, composition in any form is very much about bringing together the ethos and the pathos with the logos, and it comes down to communication in a truthful manner, looking for truth in the sentiment. Yeah,
I agree. So, did you hear from the guys from Stuntable Pilots about your audition? Did you get some feedback?
Nope, none.
Nothing.
No. They of course they're like, and truly, no offense. This is the core are New Jersey. They're from a middle class, very, very safe, laid back environment. They don't carry conflict so much. They just want to play some rock and roll. And I think they ended up in a position with, I think it was a little bit like with what I experienced with Haunted. And this is what I get out of the whole thing. It was very, very, I don't know, healing understanding. But I think, the drama of music is to be respected. I never expected any kind of feedback from them, because that's not really how it works. If it clicks and there's fire, it clicks and there's fire, and that's good. And if it doesn't, well, we're free. That's the beauty of it, yeah.
All right. Well, I remember one of you posted a video on Facebook like around the time, singing an STP song in your kitchen, and I was like, oh my God, this sounds really, really good. I really believe that you would be a great fit for STP, but considering all the things that you just said, made sense that they didn't pick you, and I think you are in a better place out of that band, because you would be really miserable singing those songs every time, right?
I would, because they really do come from someone else's drama.
Yeah.
And I think that
and that guy ended up dead because of that.
Again, with music, and I say this, I think a little bit with love and respect to all the people who have lost people and friends. I've lost a lot of friends in music. This is one of the things that why I'm doing this other thing today. I loved rock and roll when I was a kid, truly. And I continue to love rock and roll in many, many ways. In a core sentiment, I still love rock and roll, but I've also seen that the circumstances that come with rock and roll are extremely high stress, and people break. We didn't know as much about this stuff 30 years ago or 20 years ago. We really didn't. We know so much more today, and it's awesome. We don't have to, as musicians, allow the persona or the idea of the power of the music drown us. You know, we should not let the position of what the band is make us go out into the shed, you know, like the guy in Nirvana, shoot ourselves in the head. That's not good. We're bigger than that. Music comes from love. Even if we carry hatred that we're trying to somehow
express.
Yes, get instead of killing someone, it seems so much better. You know, it just seems so much better to scream until you feel redeemed. You know, because yes, because in violence, that redemption really never comes.
Exactly.
And this is my experience, and I think it's important that yes, because in art, as in love, there's redemption. In violence, there is not. This is why I love this so much. Art,
Talking about losing people, I remember that you did the last Damageplan tour with the Haunted back in 2004, right?
Yeah.
2004. Any special memories about that Dimebag Darrell?
See, here's the deal. Dimebag was a true rock star. End of story. He was a real rock star. And I think it killed him before the terrible tragedy. I think he drank himself to death, but he was still going. His body was still moving and going. But he was fantastic, fucking fantastic, because he had that power to just make everyone crack up and stop taking themselves so goddamn seriously and get with the plan of what we're here to do right now. And that's what's important, you know. It really is. You don't have to get caught into like the kind of spiral that comes around, you know, big narcissists that are all of us who are artists, all of us. That's one of the issues why we need to talk about neuropsychiatry. Almost all of us who get up on stages with microphones or whatever with a true need to express, well, this is something called narcissism. And we've had this idea that all the diagnoses are, well, if you have a neuropsychiatric diagnosis in any aspect, because they're not set, they're just aspects. So if we have them set in any, you know, but the thing is, today we know that these are expressions of true needs for therapeutic redemption, as I said, catharsis, witnessing. This is healing, and it's so much more about communal healing, and it kills people as well, because it becomes this thing that people are chasing, running after, because we believe that the privilege that comes with, because we believe still that there's privilege that comes with the elevated position. Huge interesting discussion from a philosophical perspective. What it means in rock and roll is it burns out rock stars and it kills them. And we have better ways of addressing that whole thing today. I love the Damageplan tour. It was a real fucking rock tour. It was horrendous. It was so full of conflict and misery and lost hope and alcoholism and drug abuse, and it was rugged, man. But the shows were great, weird, and strange, and it was all about the audience, because Pantera was no longer there.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are we gonna do? What are we gonna celebrate? Because we had our Pantera, and so we don't have Pantera. What are we gonna fucking do? Well, we can still celebrate. and that's what Damageplan did. So in a way, in a kind of weird, insane Viking way, I think Dimebag got his Valhalla, you know, in a strange kind of way, because it was rough and it was horrendous, but it was also the drama that he created in a way with his art. Again,
any funny story with Dimebag on tour about the partying, tour buses, girls?
The last night was more personal, because everyone had kind of let go of their after 2.5 months in the U.S. Everyone lets go of their whatever ego or prestige, and if not, everyone knows who they are forever. It's beautiful. One of the good things with touring, it completely reveals who people are. There are no masks after 2 months. So the last night we had a huge party in New Jersey, and it was so fun. It was great. It was all the bands and all the people that came down from Massachusetts for the gang up from there, and we ended. I don't know. I was kind of caffeined out DJ, and we ended up doing like kiss face masks on Anders and Dimebag with Sharpie pens. By the end, then we had to carry Dimebag. I had to carry Dimebag together with and again another great man who was shot in the incident where he died was Dimebag's personal assistant. Then we carried him into the into the bus, and that was that.
His name was Mayhem, or his nickname.
Yes.
Mayhem.
Yep.
Yeah. This was like maybe like a week or 2 weeks before the murder, right?
A couple of days, man, wasn't it?
Days, right?
Yeah, a couple of days. It was insane. I came home. Off like from the airport. I remember, I don't know if it was a day or 2 or 3. I do not know. I know I had from the trip, I had a gut bacteria or something. And my daughter comes knocking on the bathroom door and she hands me the phone, and I get the whole rundown of everything that's happened.
Oh man.
Yeah, it really fucked with going back on stage, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It put the idea that when you're being provocative, we all know that someone might punch you or say something. Even with hardcore and heavy metal, anyone who has been in what we call the pit, we know this. It's like maybe mixed martial arts. Hardcore and metal is the mixed martial arts of music, because it's connective, it's engaging. We talk about things that people can perceive as provocative. And why do we do that? Well, one of the things with hardcore punk and metal is that it's a place where we connect, we rough it out. The friction is good. It's a safe zone for it. It's a room for that. So if someone, I've had, times where someone in the audience has literally straight up punched me in the face, not understanding even what they've done, and then just started crying, asking for forgiveness. Because one of the things that we need in the pit, and why we do martial arts, why we engage in strong communal friction, dance, etc., is to learn to moderate. Where are my emotional limits? How far do I go? Where do I start and end? Where are we as a group together? Because we're not alone. And I think it's a very important, position. I think it's really almost sacred, almost a ritual, an old ritual. Yeah.
If you like this interview, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share the video with all your friends. Also, very important, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell.